Hi, so my name is TNS, and this will be the first video that I post. I am a sailboat owner, and so I've been working on this boat that I bought from someone, and of course, when I bought it, the guy said, "Hey, it's not a project boat." Guess what? It was a project boat. So I'm sort of halfway through most of the things that I wanted to do. Some of it being, doing all kinds of aesthetic stuff. Most of it was repairing leaks. And so if you're a sailboat owner, you probably know this already, or any kind of boat owner, that, water comes into boats. That's what happens, especially when it sits out all year long and that kind of thing. So here I am in front of my boat. I'm going to swing it around there, and the boat's name is Arpeggio, and ironically the name really suits the boat. I bought the boat with the name, and I will probably change it to something different. Arpeggio is a musical term, and talks about ups and downs, and there's been a lot of ups and downs in this boat. So here's what I've done. These windows used to be wooden frame windows, and water would come in there and leak because the wood was rotting and cracking and that kind of thing. So that's what was happening. That was one of the big first projects anyway. And so boat design, I'm an industrial designer by trade, so a lot of the things that I found on this boat was really frustrating, was just the lack of complete forethought. So what I used to have here is like a bunch of leaking water, or water that would sit in this well here, and it would just get stuck in there. And so what I did was I created my own little wells. Luckily it's an old boat and I can sort of do it as I go along. I'll probably clean this up soon too. I had water come in through the little latch down below that was sort of broken. Yesterday I finished the handrails on this, which was a great start. There was a bunch of leaks along all these holes, and all I basically did was I pulled it all out, cleaned it all up, and sanded all the surfaces right down to almost the fiberglass there to sort of clean it up, as you can see there. And then I reseated it with the thought that I will probably paint this boat within the next year or so. Other problems that I've had was voids in the deck, and this was sort of like a half-ass fix that I did, which needs a good fiberglasser to come over and actually do it properly. And so guess what I'm in the middle of doing right now? So I've got leaks coming in through these holes down here, and of course it looks like nobody has ever reseated this ever. And so I pulled this off this morning, and that's what I'll be working on. So there's the solar panels. I've been so everything on this boat basically looked like this, and I've been working on getting it to look like that. The same here. I just finished off the doorways, doorway hatches, and the little my little door for the gas is in there. I had to redo all of this, and all of this in terms of I had to glue it back together. It was falling apart and those kind of things. So here is sort of the big project. The reason why I'm doing all of this stuff on the deck is because I need to do the headliner, but the leaks were more important, so I decided to start taking the handrails off on the inside, which was sort of a really daunting task for me, because I was thinking about all those beautiful little caps that go into the rail here, and I didn't really want to mess around with that, but I ended up just biting the bullet and pulling them out. So here we go. That's the headliner. I'm in the process of pulling all of the pieces off that will allow me to take this stuff off. So here's the beginning of what I did fixing up these, and I realized that I really should have done the handrails afterwards, because now I have to try and fit the headliner on, and then sort of figure out how to space these so I can make the holes in the vinyl and that kind of thing. So that might be a problem that I created for myself, but you know, that's just the way it's gonna go. So this is the same side. Just had to fix up all those leaks. This was basically where these things were mounted at the top, with these chunks of wood right here, just sitting there, and I guess keeping all those pieces together. And I might try and redesign that. If you have any ideas on how I could do that, that'd be great. You can sort of see, like, whoever worked on this boat before and the way that they built it, just put plywood. This is all plywood. This was all wood, of course. That's wet, as you can see on my fingers there. You can probably see. And so I'm working my way through the boat to get all the wet spots. This as well. They were just a couple of pieces of I guess marine grade plywood with tiny little washers on the inside, and that was what sort of like kept up. That's what's keeping up most of this boat, is really shoddy backing work in it. And so yeah, this is the project. Anyway, I'm hoping to start getting this headliner up within the next few days, or well, I'm going to start pulling it off first, of course, but trying to get it up, get it out and going. I have been trying to find YouTube videos that talks about curvatures and how to deal with that, and getting all the different angles and that right. And I haven't really found anything that was, you know, really conclusive. So I figured I'd try and make a video and see if I can do an okay job of explaining it. And then hopefully other people have the same resources I do. I'm finding that a lot of the things that I'm trying to do on my boat is stuff that people have done. I bet you people do it every day, but it hasn't been that well documented, because the people who do the work are usually technicians, and they tend to not have the time to film themselves and like do all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna start sort of just going through the process of filming it and showing what I'm doing, because it seems like I should have really done it from the beginning. I've done so much work on this boat. I've rewired the boat from top to bottom, from the top of the mast all the way to the bottom. All of the electrical on this boat was a mice nest, as we call it in South Africa sometimes. Lighting being wired with telephone wires, and it was just a crazy process so far. I've been on it for a while, and you know, all my free time I've sort of done the work, but I'm getting to a point now where I'm I want to take it out sailing this summer, and I really want to get this done. So wish me luck.